What's up, guys? So I got the inaugural episode of the new series I'm starting. So I'm calling this series My Favorite Band. So basically what the concept is, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite bands, one different band per video, go through their entire discography and show my collection and talk about how I got into them and like run through all their albums or whatever, but yeah. So I decided for the first episode, might as well start with the band that, as far as me getting into metal and heavy music in general, they were definitely the first band that got me going in that direction. So, who we're talking about? Iron Maiden. First of all, how I discovered Maiden. So, the year was 2007 or 2008. If you remember that game from back in the day, Guitar Hero, where you had like fake plastic guitars and you try to play along with the different songs. I first heard Main on there. Actually, I think it was in one, like the last level, and the game was Guitar Hero 3, by the way, Legends of Rock, for those of you that remember that game around my generation. I'm sure you do, but the last stage, I think it was Cliffs of Dover, Eric Johnson, the song Number of the Beast, Slayer in the Blood, and Metallica 1, so I also found Slayer and Metallica the same video game too, so that's cool. But yep, that was, like I said, 2007, 2008-ish, and I've been a big fan ever since. But first off, let's start with the Deano era. So I only have 2 CDs, so I got the first 2, so self-titled, Killers. Between these two, I think Killers is more consistent, but I would argue self-titled has higher high points. I mean, you got Transylvania, Phantom of the Opera, Charlotte the Harlot, the song Iron Maiden, yeah. And these are the 1998 enhanced CD reissues too, but yep, there you go. And then Killers on here, you got Ides of Wrath, or Ides of March, Wrathchild, Moors in the Rue Morgue, Another Life, Prodigal Son, Purgatory. Yep, great stuff. So there's the first 2. Let's get to the vinyl. So I got a big chunk from this era. I have a bunch of bootlegs and stuff too. And if you are a fellow Maiden nerd and you know the bootleg market, they're probably definitely the most bootleg band. They have a metric fuck ton. If you want to get them all, it's insane. Like the number of bootlegs that they have out there. But so this first one is called the Soundhouse Tapes and More. So the Soundhouse Tapes was their real demo thing. I think it was just a 7-inch back in the day. So this says tracks 1, 2, and 3 from the Soundhouse Tapes private EP 1979. Track 4 from the Soundhouse Tapes sessions. 5 and 6 from Metal for Mothers compilation. Track 7 from Axe Attack compilation. Side 8 is running free 7-inch. Track 9 is some show in London, and then track 10, 11 from the Woman Uniform 7-inch. So, yep. And as far as the songs, you got Iron Maiden, Invasion, Prowler, Strange World, Wrathchild, Sanctuary, Running Free, Burning Ambition, I've Got the Fire, Woman in Uniform, and Invasion. Like I said, this is called the Soundhouse Tapes and More. This is pretty cheap, so you can get that online. Put through Metal Madness Records. And then here's the self-titled on vinyl. This is a 2014 reissue from Warner Brothers. But yeah, obviously not a record that's hard to find. But if I had to pick one favorite, probably Phantom of the Opera. That might be my favorite song from the Deano era. This record's good as I wish this had the production of Killers, because the guitar tone is pretty thin and not very great. Killers definitely sounds a lot warmer. This one definitely, you could tell it's their first album, so if they had Martin Birch, I think it would have suited this album better, but apparently, I saw an interview with Steve Harris when he was talking about Martin Birch, and apparently Martin said he would have done it, but Steve didn't think to ask him because he thought he would say no because he was too famous at the time, so kind of funny, but yep. So there you go, self-titled. And then I got this UK Tour 1980 bootleg. I'll read the tracks in a second. This is put out through Evil Dead Records. Cool gatefold, a bunch of, I think those are just 2 a ditch. No, these are the lyrics, never mind. And then a double LP, both on this red. So the track listing for this one, you got The Ides of March, Sanctuary, Wrathchild, Prowler, Remember Tomorrow, Killers, Running Free, Another Life, Drum Solo, Transylvania, Strange World, Charlotte the Harlot, Phantom of the Opera, Iron Maiden, and Drifter. So, yep. Doesn't say when 80, just says UK2 1980, so... Wait, no, here we go. Live at the Rainbow Theatre in London, June 20th, 1980. I think that whole Live at the Rainbow show is on YouTube, so you can go watch that if you want to check it out. But then because I'm an idiot, I have 2 copies of Killers. But you can see, this is the Japanese version. This is the standard, so... I know this is so stupid, I'm not sure. For collector's scum purposes, I honestly want a Japanese pressing of every 80s album. I'm not sure why, but I don't know. Do I need it? No, but do I want it? Yes, so this is the only one I've had so far, mainly because it was the cheapest, but oh well, I'll get the rest eventually. So there's the front on both. In the back, basically the same, just the OBI strip, and this has the lyrics in Japanese, not in English at all, so yep. But like I said, favorites on this one, probably the title track, Another Life, and Purgatory. But yep, great record. Some claim the best record of the first 2. It is definitely my favorite, but is it my favorite overall? No. Top 3 or 4, most definitely. But yep, there you go. Killers. I don't have the Maiden Japan live record, unfortunately, so I'll get that eventually. But here's some more bootlegs to show. So this is live at Netherlands, April 28th, 1981, FM broadcast. So you can see you still have Dennis Stratton, so it's not Killers era yet. And in the back, track listing on this one: Genghis Khan, Killers, Purgatory, Sanctuary, Remember Tomorrow, Twilight Sun, Phantom of the Opera, Iron Maiden, Transylvania, and Drifter. So it's all songs from the self-titled, so obviously they haven't put out Killers yet. But there you go. Yep, just black on that one, but... So there you go. Unleash the Beast, 1981 FM broadcast. Awesome release. And these all sound pretty good too, so I was a surprise. I figured they were going to sound horrible, but luckily these all sound pretty good. And then we got this one called Maiden Voyage. So this is live in Holland. No way. Yeah, live in Holland again. I think it's like a couple days later, so... But I'll show you this. There's the front. Love that, like... That'd be a cool t-shirt. And then the back, so you got Genghis Khan, Killers, Purgatory, Sanctuary, Remember Tomorrow, Twilight Zone, Phantom of the Opera, Iron Maiden, Transylvania, and Drifter. So they added Killers to this one, so this was obviously a little bit later, but yep. Put out through Second Records. I've never heard of that label, but oh well. This doesn't really fit. I'm not sure why they went for clear, but like I said, this is a bootleg, so they're not exactly thinking how like a proper label would do it. There you go, Maiden Voyage. We ain't done yet with Diano. Then we got Killers United, 1981. So this, another show in the Netherlands. I'm not sure why they play a bunch in the Netherlands. So yeah. This is, again, this one's later on because they have Adrian Smith at this point, so they already kicked out what's his face. But yeah, there's that. Then the back, you got Purgatory, Sanctuary, Remember Tomorrow, Genghis Khan, Killers, Twilight Zone, Phantom of the Opera, Iron Maiden, Transylvania, and Drifter. So kind of a lot of the same songs, but like different track listing, I guess. Does this come with anything? No, the vinyl's just black. It's not going to bother pulling that out, but yep. So there you go. Alright, so that is it for the Diano era. Now let's move on to the classic 80s Bruce era, which is definitely my favorite era from Maiden. Start off with the CDs, because I got less of those. So we got the first one, Number of the Beast. Good record, not one of my favorites though, but I'll talk more about my shit the vinyl, but highlights for me on this album, 22 Acacia Avenue, Run to the Hills, and the title track. So this was the first one I heard, so it holds a special spot, but still not my favorite. Peace of Mind. The only one I don't own on vinyl for some reason. I need to fix that, but it's super cheap always, so I can get it easily. Favorites on this one, definitely Where Eagles Dare, The Trooper, and Quest for Fire. Other people don't like Quest for Fire for some reason. I get it's kind of cheesy and hokey, but I enjoy it. Then we got Power Slave, definitely my favorite. And I'm looking at a giant Power Slave flag I have on the wall right now, so it's cool. Favorites on this one are shit. The whole album, but if I had to pick a couple songs, Aces High, Back in the Village, and Rhyme with the Ancient Mariner. Then we got Live After Death. This is a good record. It's slightly overrated, I think. I only say that because Bruce sounds kind of not the best on here, but I mean, this was at the very end of Power Slave, and they were touring for like a year and a half straight, so I kind of get why he didn't exactly sound very fresh, but I think if they would have done it at the start of the tour, it could have been better, but oh well. So I'll read you the track listing, even though you all know it anyway, but for those of you who don't for some reason. Here we go. Churchill's Speech, Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Trooper, Revelations, Flight of Icarus, Rhyming the Ancient Mariner, Power Slave, The Number of the Beast, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills, Running Free, Wrath Child, 22 Acacia Avenue, Children of the Damned, Die With Your Boots On, Phantom of the Opera. So there you go. And I have a friend that's actually at the show. Whenever we talk about Maiden, they always rub it in my face that they were at the show, so there's that. Somewhere in Time. Hot take, this is my second favorite Maiden record. I know, I'm sure no one will agree with me on that, but I don't know, man. For the ones from the 80s, this is the one that's grown on me the most. The only song I don't really like is Heaven Could Wait, but it's mainly the chorus that kind of annoys me, but the rest of the song's good though. But favorites on this one for me, Sea of Madness and The Lonely List of the Long Distance Runner are definitely my two favorites. But and then Seventh Son of the Seventh Son. Honestly, probably my least favorite of the 80s stuff. It's good, so I don't really think to pull this one that often, but I know many people say this is their favorite. I can definitely see why. If you're like a super big like progressive metal fan, this is like the one album really you could argue this is almost like proto-prog metal kind of. Favorites on here, The Evil That Men Do, Only the Good Die Young, and Moonchild. Moonchild in the midnight sea. I just show some wax, so first up I got another bootlegs. This is the Beast on the Road UK tour. Let me pull this bastard out. And again, Evil Dead Records. They had a bunch of these for sale, but at the time I didn't feel like buying like 10 different bootlegs because that would have been expensive, but I'll get more eventually. So this is one of the first tours with Bruce. This is March 1st, 1982. So this has Mothers in the Rue Morgue, Wrath Child, Run to the Hills, Children of the Damned, Number of the Beast, Another Life, Killers, 22 Acacia Avenue, Total Eclipse, Drum Solo, Transylvania, Guitar Solo, The Prisoner, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Phantom of the Opera, Iron Maiden, Sanctuary, Drifter, Running Free, and Prowler. It's pretty cool hearing Bruce do some of those classic Diano songs, because for some reason like they refuse to play most of the Diano era nowadays except for Wrath Child or the title track Iron Maiden, but oh well. Again, this doesn't fit, but oh well. So there you go, that is the Beast on the Road UK tour. This is live at the Palladium, New York, June 29th, 1982. So again, early tour during the Number of the Beast era. So in here you got Mothers in the Rue Morgue, Wrath Child, Run to the Hills, Children of the Damned, The Number of the Beast, Prisoner, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Phantom of the Opera, and Iron Maiden. Just on a one of the few they actually kind of fit. honestly, of all the bootlegs I have, this one definitely sounds the best. It may be even like a soundboard recording, I'm not sure, but definitely sounds like it, because if you like convince someone this is not a bootleg and you actually think it's like real live record, because this one definitely has super high quality, but yep. So again, live at the Palladium, New York, June 29th, 1982, radio broadcast. So there you go. And then, like I said, I don't have Peace of Mind. I'll get that one eventually. But the Power Slave, definitely the best. Like I said, every song's a banger, but favorites, Aces High, Flash the Blade, Back in the Village. I know people don't like Back in the Village. I'm not sure why. I think that's definitely one of their most underrated songs from the 80s, but yeah. Robin the Ancient Mariner to end this album out. Way closer to. Their best artwork too, easily. Maybe because I'm like super fascinated by Egyptian stuff. That's also why I think it's like the best artwork too, but I don't know. I just think that looks cool. If I would ever get a tattoo, it'd be like definitely I would want a tattoo of Eddie from this era, like on my own, but I'll do that maybe someday. There you go. Power Slave. I know I'm blowing through these, but you all know what Iron Maiden sounds like, so no point in me trying to explain the music, because that would be kind of pointless. There's more just me showing the collection than actually having to explain what they sound like. Somewhere in Time, like I said, my second favorite. Favorites on this one, I already mentioned them, but not one of the best artwork though. It's like one of my least favorite Eddies from this era, but oh well. So there you go. And none of these are OGs, obviously. The only original present one I have was that Japan version of Killers. The rest of these are reissues. I'll get OGs eventually, but that'll take a while. And then Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, like I said, one of my least favorite of the 80s, but still a great record though. And obviously, this and Somewhere in Time is when they started to use guitar synthesizers, and it was actually done well, unlike Judas Priest doing Turbo, but oh well. There you go. Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. And then we have this, the Maiden England 1988 tour. Live albums was obviously recorded during the Seventh Son era, but I'll show you this, so there's the front of that. Then the track listing, so you got Moonchild, The Evil That Men Do, The Prisoner, Still Life, Die With Your Boots On, Infinite Dreams, Killers, Can I Play With Madness, Heaven Can Wait, Wasted Years, The Clairvoyant, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, Number of the Beast, Hallowed Be Their Name, Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills, Running Free, Sanctuary. This is not a bootleg. This is a legit thing. So, because it has the IronMaiden.com and like BMG stuff on the back of it. So this is definitely not a bootleg, and it's listed on Metal Archives too. So that's how you know it's legit. This is a double LP picture disc, which looks pretty sweet. But I like these pictures too. Let me show you the picture disc. I know people complain about picture discs sometimes, but come on, that looks cool as shit. These sound great too, so whoever pressed the picture disc knew how to do it properly. There's no like scratches or hiccups or anything. And here's the second one. Giant Eddie Explosion. A guy I worked with saw them on this tour with Queensryche opening, so that's sweet. And that was Operation Mindcrime era, I believe, for Queensryche. Yeah, it was Operation Mindcrime. I was going to say Empire, but that was 1990, I think. Yep, I honestly, even though Power Slave is my favorite, I prefer this album to Live After Death, so I'm convinced that I think the best, like, live album from Power Slave era is probably a bootleg that I haven't heard yet, but I'll get that eventually, because there's a website I found where they have, like, no joke, like 100 different bootlegs on CD for sale, which I haven't bought any yet, but I'll buy some in the not too distant future. They're all my bootlegs I have on vinyl though, so it'd be kind of weird to buy a CD bootleg, but oh well. So there you go. Made in England, 1988. This is recorded in Birmingham, 27th and 28th of November, 1988, so the end of the year kind of, so around Thanksgiving time, but there you go. So that is the classic 80s era. So now let's transition into the 90s. Alright, so spoiler alert, this is obviously my least favorite era from Maiden. I think most people it is, so I don't have any bootlegs of the era, and I only have one thing to show on vinyl, so I'll do that first. No Prayer for the Dying. This is a good record, but honestly, it's probably my least favorite with Dickinson. It's not bad, just it's kind of like the one I never pull, but I mean, there's some good songs on here. You got like Tail Gunner, Bring Your Daughter to Slaughter, Hooks in You, Mother Russia, but I don't know, man. This is one of those records like you play it and you enjoy it, but after it's off the turntable, you basically forgot what you listened to. But, oh well. They can't all be home runs, but there you go. So that is No Prayer for the Dying, 1990. So, I mean, I know there's always the Priest and Maiden debate, Priest versus Maiden debate. Obviously, Priest put out Painkiller the same year, so it's pretty obvious who won that battle. And then it's the CD for that one too. Which album I prefer greatly is Fear of the Dark. Sure, you could say this one's more consistently kind of boring, but this one definitely has high points, like Be Quick or Be Dead, From Here to Eternity, Chains of Misery, Judas Be My Guide, definitely one of the most underrated Maiden songs, Judas My Guide, Fear of the Dark. So those like 5 or 6 songs are worth owning this record just for that. But yeah, so definitely a lot better than this one, but this one seems to get more attention. Maybe because in 1992, a lot of traditional heavy metal was kind of like dead because of grunge, I guess. So this definitely, I'm assuming didn't get enough love back then, but I wasn't alive, so I don't exactly know. Before this one, Adrian Smith left. They got Yannick Ghost for these two. And then Bruce left, and then the dark times came. So we got X Factor. I know people seem to love this one. I can kind of get it, not really, but I think it's definitely their darkest record, which it kind of sounds odd for Maiden to be like dark. You don't really think of them like that. I mean, one of the live records they have, a couple of the songs from here are definitely better with Bruce, but I don't think like Blaze Bayley was the right fit, but even then, this is still better than What's to Come. This came out in 1995, so definitely my second least favorite, but still better than. I only own this because this was like $2 in my local record store a few years ago. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even own this piece of shit. But obviously, by far the worst record. Everything on here pretty much sucks. The Angel and the Gambler, Lightning Strikes Twice, The Klansman. Other people consider The Klansman like a classic Maiden song. I'm not sure why. I have a couple of live records where they play that. That's the one song I skip every single time on their live records. So yeah. Definitely, by far, the worst. If I get this record out of 10, this is like a 3 out of 10 for me. I mean, even the artwork sucks. They found a way to make Eddie not look cool, so bravo, whoever did the artwork. So, yeah. Fuck that record. Alrighty, so the 90s, shit is over. Bruce, Adrian came back, and then let's talk about the 2000s. Alrighty, so enter the 2000s. Bruce and Adrian both came back, and then they kicked out the guy who couldn't sing, and then the glorious return to form. We got Brave New World. I don't own this one on an album. In fact, I think the only. Yeah, I don't own any of these full lengths on vinyl. I only own like one of the 2000s ones on vinyl, but I'll show that eventually. So 2000 we got Brave New World. Definitely one of the best from the 2000s. Isn't my favorite. No, we'll get to that eventually, but highlights for me on this one. The Fallen Angel, Out of the Silent Planet, and Ghost of the Navigator. Definitely one of the best artworks too, so yeah. Many people say their last good record. I disagree, but I can kind of see, like, I was just saying, I can see where they're coming from, but I really can't, but I feel like if you like this one, it's kind of odd to like enjoy this one, but not like the rest of them. But so definitely If you don't like this, then don't bother with the rest. But if you like this, I think you can enjoy the other ones. But and then I have a bootleg from that tour. So this is Red Rocks Amphitheater, Colorado, August 30th, 2000. So this has Ghost of the Navigator, Brave New World, Wrathchild, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Trooper, The Evil That Men Do, Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast, Hallowed Be Thy Name, and Sanctuary. And if you look at the back, they fucked up Hallowed. They forgot to put the H, so it's Hallowed Be Thy Name. So I always thought that was pretty funny when I saw that. This particular bootleg I've never seen anybody else show, so it's pretty cool to have one that doesn't really get shown. Again, doesn't really fit, but oh well. Not sure why they called it Killer Live, considering this isn't during the Killer era. You think they'd call something regarding Brave New World Live, but oh well. So then we have Dance of Death. Underrated record in my opinion. I feel like if this had better cover art, it would definitely get more attention. Because there's some great songs in here. I feel like people won't give this one a chance because of that horrible CGI artwork, which I definitely do not blame you, because that is pretty atrocious. And for a band that's known for having mostly awesome artwork, I'm not sure why they decided to go that direction. So your favorites on here probably Wildest Dreams, Face in the Sand, Passchendaele, and Rainmaker, or No More Lies. So those are all awesome songs. Is it one of their best? No, but still pretty good record. I think it deserves more love. Just if you can look past that horrible artwork, give this one a chance. And then we have, what year did this come out? I'll show all the CDs, get those out of the way, and then I'll show the records. So Final Frontier, 2010. Like I said, the first album that came out once I became a fan. This one took a while to click with me, but once it did, I really liked it. Though it's probably my second least favorite of the 2000s albums, but favorite in here is El Dorado, Coming Home, and The Man Who Would Be King. Again, another not very good artwork. I mean, that barely even looks like Eddie, so not sure why they decided to go in that direction, but oh well. Shit. In the back. So obviously, if you know your history, they didn't kick out Yannick, they let him stay. I guess it's like a thank you for not leaving during their not so great 90s era. Book of Souls, honestly, this will probably make some people mad, but maybe my favorite of the 2000s era. It's either this or Brave New World. I go back and forth, which I was surprised how good this record was when it came out. At least for me it was, but I know it's kind of long, but I still think if you give it some time and listen to the whole thing and not just skim over the singles, it's definitely an awesome album. Fail If Fertility Should Fail, Speed of Light, The Book of Souls, Death of Glory, and Tears of a Clown. I believe this has the longest song they ever did, which is Empire of the Cloud, which is almost 20 minutes long. Oops. And I think Tears of a Clown was written after Robin Williams killed himself, so that's a cool tribute to him. Yep, there you go, 2015, if I didn't mention that. Alright, next up, so I lied earlier. This is actually my least favorite of the 2000s era, and honestly, the only one from this modern era I think kind of isn't that great. I mean, there's cool moments on here, but literally every song is basically the same slow acoustic 5-minute intro, so I'm not sure why they decided to do that, but they could have made an awesome album. I mean, they did the album before, so I'm not sure what the deal is with this one, but yeah. Not one of the best, far from it, but I don't know. Once you're devoted to Maiden, they put out new stuff, you gotta buy it. Just like some people are devoted to Dark Throne, you can't give that up. I'm sure I screwed up this whole order, but oh well. So we have Rock in Rio. This has the DVD, I think, which I've honestly never watched, but I've seen the whole show on YouTube, though. Does this have the DVD? Nope, I lied again. This does not have the DVD. It's just both CDs, so. Here's the mini gatefold. So, tracks on this one. The Wicker Man, Ghost of the Navigator, Brave New World, Wrathchild, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Blood Brothers, Sign of the Cross, The Mercenary, The Trooper, Dream of Muse, The Clansman. I'm not sure why they like to play those 2 songs. The Evil That Men Do, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast, Hallowed Be the Name, Sanctuary, and Run to the Hills. Kind of surprised they ended with Run to the Hills, but oh well. Alrighty, last stack of LPs and then we're done. These are, I think... Yeah, these are all live records except one. I got only one more full length to show. So let's do that first before I show the rest of the live shit. So we got A Matter of Life and Death. Another one that took me a while to get into, but I really like it now. Definitely the best cover of the 2000s though. I love that drawing. Which is ironic because the album after this has the worst artwork of the 2000s. Well, actually no, this was in between like the 2 worst artworks, but this came out after Dance of Death and before the Final Frontier, so kind of funny that one of the best artworks was like in between their 2 worst. Favorites on here: These Colors Don't Run, Brighter Than 1,000 Suns, The Pilgrim, and For the Greater Good of God. I have a friend, this is actually his favorite Maiden record. I would not go that far. I think that's kind of loony, but to each their own. But it's still a good record, though. So, yep. Matter of Life and Death, rather. And then I got a bunch more live shit to show, because of course I do. So this is the Flight 666 original soundtrack thing. This came out in 2000, I think. So this is Brave New World era. Yeah, it looks like it because I recognize Bruce because he had that kind of dopey looking haircut during Brave New World. So tracks on this: Churchill's Speech, Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Revelations, The Trooper, Wasted Years, Number of the Beast, Can I Play with Madness, Rhyme with the Ancient Mariner, Power Slave, Heaven Can Wait, Run to the Hills, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden, Moonchild, The Clairvoyant, and Hallowed Be Thy Name. So kind of funny is during Brief New World, but they didn't play a single song from the album, so maybe it wasn't out yet. But there's that. The back, giant crowd, which they definitely did not play to when they had Blaze. I want that on a t-shirt, that's awesome. Here's the insert. I don't keep the records in these because I don't want these to get screwed up. So this is a double LP, I think? Yeah, double. Again, this is a legit one, so this is not a bootleg, so this sounds awesome. Insert number 2. So there you go, Flight 666, the official soundtrack. Then we got Death on the Road. So this came out in 2005, so this was Dance of Death era, I think. Yeah, Dance of Death, so then front of that guy. Another one I want on the t-shirt. Then the tracks I'll read in a second. So on this one, the track listing is as followed. Wildest Dreams, Wrathchild, Can I Play with Madness, The Trooper, Dance of Death, Rainmaker, Brave New World, Passchendaele, Lord of the Flies, No More Lies, Hallowed Be the Name, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden, Journeyman, Number of the Beast, and Run to the Hills. Again, this is another official one, so not a bootleg. Gatefold, all the... No, it's just special thanks. Yeah, it's a thanks in the track listing. Nope. No inserts on this one for some odd reason, but oh well. There you go. Death on the Road. This one... Yeah, this is a bootleg, so I have... This is the last bootleg I have to show, and then these last 3 are actually official. So we got Eddie Rips Up London. So this is from September 5th, 2005 at the Hammersmith Odeon. So you got Ides of March, Mothers in the Rue Morgue, Another Life, Prowler, The Trooper, Remember Tomorrow, Where Eagles Dare, Run to the Hills, Revelations, Wrathchild, Die With Your Boots On, Phantom of the Opera, The Number of the Beast, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Iron Maiden, Running Free, Drifter, and Sanctuary. So like I said, 2005. Evil Dead Records again, so this is Dance of Death era. So let me show you this better. I love that. I know there's a bunch like Eddie Rips Up. There's like Eddie Rips Up Iceland, Eddie Rips Up Japan, Eddie Rips Up Ireland. A lot of those ones are kind of hard to find, and if you do find them, they're pretty expensive. So this is the only one I have so far, but I'll get those other ones eventually. And then just on a red double LP, like I mentioned. This is in Vivo. I didn't even know this had a vinyl LP press until I went to my local record store like 4 or 5 months ago and they had it. I was like, what the hell? I thought it was CD only, but I'm surprised they had it, so that was awesome. So this is 2007, no, it says 2012, so Final Frontier era. Yeah, you got Stalemate, The Final Frontier, El Dorado, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Talisman, Coming Home, Dance of Death, The Trooper, The Wicker Man, Blood Brothers, When the Wild Winds Blow, The Evil That Men Do, Fear the Dark, Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast, Hallowed Be Thy Name, and Running Free. This one, they didn't do a gatefold for some reason, so it's kind of crammed in here. And this is a triple, I think? Yeah, this is a triple LP, but let me show you the inserts at least. So there's one of them, I don't remember which side this is, but oh well. Then another one, and then here's the third. So that is every show played on the Final Frontier tour from 2010, 2011, August, so look at that. Pretty sweet. Another picture of Eddie from the era, so you can definitely tell which era it's from if that wasn't obvious enough. In Vimeo, or in Vivo, I mean. Then you got the Book of Souls live chapter. Obviously doing this tour, which I've only seen Maiden once, and it was on this tour, which is awesome. So you got If Eternity Shall Fail, Speed of Light, Wrathchild, Children of the Damned, Death of Glory, The Red and the Black, The Trooper Power Slave, The Great Unknown, The Book of Souls, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast, Blood Brothers, and Wasted Years. I'm pretty sure that was a track listing for when I saw them, because if you could tell, they did two new songs, 2 old songs, 2 new songs, 2 old songs for the whole show, which is a pretty cool idea. Anyway, there's that. Then in the back, got the guys playing. This is a triple LP, huge ass gatefold. Oh my god. So there is that. Picture of Eddie holding up the head. Oh man, these are a pain in the ass to pull out, but I'll do it anyway. Insert 1. You got old Dave Murray. Then you got Adrian. Then you got the dancing doofus. The man himself, Steve. And you got Nico, who just retired, so this is why it seemed like this was a good time to do this video, considering he hung it up, so it seemed appropriate to do this now. There you go, Book of Souls live chapter. Alright, so last piece of music to show, rather. Actually, I have one cassette, but I'm not showing that. So this is a live record they did in Mexico called Knights of the Dead, Legacy of the Beast, live in Mexico City. Just pretty sweet, so let me show you the front of that one. Then the back, so you got Churchill's speech, Itches High, Where Eagles Dare, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Klansman, The Trooper, Revelations, For the Greater Good of God, The Wicker Man, Sign of the Cross, Flight of Icarus, Fear of the Dark, The Number of the Beast, Iron Man, The Evil That Men Do, Hallowed Be Thy Name, and Run to the Hills. So there's that. In the back that I showed you, there's another, oh, good God, another huge ass gatefold. And And you can see like some planned tour dates, but this was the Legacy of the Beast tour. This was before COVID happened, so a lot of these shows from 2021 obviously did not happen. So like this whole like that whole entire section right there was obviously canceled because of COVID. There's insert 1. Insert 2. Another cool live picture thing. Insert 3. So there you go, there's the last thing regarding music, but hang on, give me a second. With the power of internet, you'll see it. I usually don't do these type of things in my videos, but I decided to pull the shirts because it seemed appropriate since I'm talking about them anyway, so I'll show these really quick. I think I have like 6, so I got a None the Beast shirt. Giant 666 on the back. It says, for all this, wait, was all this real? Some kind of hell? 666, the number of the beast. So that's sweet. That gets me some awesome looks in public, which is always awesome. This is a boring kind of trooper single shirt. Nothing on the back of that. Then I have 2 Power Slave ones. This is a just generic Power Slave, and then this is a like replica tour shirt from back in the day. A little small on me, but I had to have it because it was awesome looking. And then the shirt I bought when I saw them. So yep, Book of Souls 2 2017. So where is it? Yep, San Bernardino. Doesn't say the name of the venue, but it was the San Bernardino Amphitheater in LA. And then I wasn't at this show, but someone I know was, and they got the show for me, so that's sweet. I actually called me a poser. I had 2 show for a show I wasn't at, but oh well. This is from 2022, and they went to the Seattle show, I believe. I don't remember who opened, but knowing them, probably someone not very good. Alrighty, so that is Maiden for you. So I don't know who I'm going to do for my next band for this series, but I'm not going to do these very often, so maybe like once every... whenever I feel like it, I guess, but no promises, but you will see who it is next time out. You know who I'm going to do, but it's not going to be as long as this. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, but yep. Sorry if I didn't go very descriptive, but like I said, we all know what Maiden sounds like, whether if you're a fan or not. So in the comments below, leave me your favorite Maiden album from every decade. So that's your homework to do. Just do that. So thanks for watching. Take care. My next video is going to be another label spotlight, so stay on the lookout for that. But I'll give you a hint. It's a label from Germany, so there was your only hint. But yeah. Until then, thanks for watching. Take care. Hail Satan.